Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the GFC round 2. And I'm here with my co-host Animated J and our judges. Animated J, how you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling excited, Teddy. It's going to be, this is second round, so people got to bring it. I'm sure it's going to be wild. But you know what? How are judges feeling today? That's what I want to know.
Hell yeah, brother. We're here. We're ready. I'm excited for some more light shows. I'm excited for the next batch. We're about to see exactly what these guys are about to bring to the table because it's round 2, and we're about to see some people drop out of the competition this round.
That's
true.
what I'm excited for. Bring down that hammer. I'm actually super looking forward to seeing more shows from the same people and starting to get a feel for what they throw and see how they mix things up now that we've already seen how they glove. I want to see how they glove consistently.
Well, all right, guys, thank you so much. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I do want to preface this that some of the feedback from round 1 was that we were a little too nice. So I've instructed my judges to act and commentate otherwise. So be
No
careful
more
what you ask
Mr.
for.
Ness. Nice jest.
Yeah, he's not just going to give you compliments anymore.
I wish Josh gave me compliments.
Anyway, today on this episode, we're going to be taking a look at Augie's Pleasure Algorithm and Pretzl. So, without further ado, let's get started with Augie's.
What's happening?
Well, geez. MJ, how are you, man?
Yeah, I mean, I was really flashy. Again, this is round 2, so we've seen I've seen a lot of videos now and seeing different styles and techniques within gloving. I felt like I was seeing, he was like showing little bits of different things, bringing it back, showing something else, bringing it back. So I felt like I was like getting a little taste test of different things. That's the way I feel about it. Jess, story wise, what do this whole presentation where it's beginning and ending?
Yeah, I gotta give Augie's credit because this video is a really good example of how you can take mediocre gloving and make it a good show just by how you present your techniques. And he's by no means the best glover on the face of the planet. He's not the cleanest or the best in terms of transitions. But what he did do is he planned around his strengths, and he planned around which techniques he was going to use, and he planned around the music, and you could see that. So I got to give him credit for those aspects, but I think Trump is going to rip into him a little bit.
without without going too deep into it,
Go
his
deep.
whips were not open. That's going to be huge. Please try and do that. Just a flat palm out. I go over it very detailed in my class. You don't want to look like you're just trying to grab something. You're really trying to stretch your hand a lot. Aside from that, the transitions are going to be big. You really want every single move to flow seamlessly from one to the next. Um, I don't know how you want to practice that, but try and keep that in mind. Um, his moves were good. His moves were clean. It just felt like it was here's this move, here's this move. I'm gonna put this one here, and there's that one. Instead of here's this fluid motion of moves and techniques that I'm gonna present to you. Um, Gonna lose a little bit of points for me in the cleanliness and transitions department, but I enjoyed the show. I agree with everything Josh said. I think just in my part of the scorecard, it's not gonna hit too strong.
Well, there you have it. So, Teddy, who is next?
So next, we are going to be taking a look at pleasure. Well, that certainly was a pleasure to watch. Animated J.
Yeah, as it continued to progress, it definitely became more entertaining, personally for me. Like, I know in the beginning, he was kind of just like waiting. There was like these moments where I just felt like I was watching, like waiting for the next thing. But then as it kept on picking up, then things started to get like more controlled, and then he's using his space, and then at the end, his entire body is moving, which is dope. The
I will
ending,
say I did enjoy the shapes he was creating in the beginning too. Those were
yeah.
even though it was slow, I definitely felt the curiosity building. Like, huh, what's going on here?
Got you. Yeah, those tuts at the end was pretty dope, and then like that was unexpected. So he kept on giving me something new to see, and kept me, on my toes. So that was dope. That was dope. Jess, how did you see this? I
I
mean,
feel like he
you.
was telling me a story with 4 syllable words. That's how that went. Like he was writing a sonnet with not a single word lower than 1 syllable. That whole thing was put together precisely. Like Teddy said, it started off with building interest and intrigue, and then he built into his more complex stuff. And even the way he ended it seemed like it was planned out and purposeful and interesting. Gotta give him credit. I can't even rip into him this time.
There you go. Well, Trump, you got anything to say? You got to make up for Jess, or you got to rip into him.
I think he had a great ending to his show, but that's not what I'm judging him on. What I am judging him on is his technique, how clean he is, and the complexity of his moves. Pretty complex moves. I'd be very nitpicking to take a point off or two for cleanliness, because there's always room for improvement, and I have seen cleaner, but overall not too bad. The only thing I'm really noticing is when he's doing his digits, some of them aren't really lining up. They don't fit or follow the rule of the golden ratio. which is making everything kind of fit like a puzzle piece. Take my digits class if you want to know more about that, but overall, not a bad show, and definitely a big improvement from his round one show. I enjoyed it.
Dope. Well, there you have it. Teddy?
Well, fantastic. That was pleasure. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Algorythm.
You are no good for me no more. We don't know how to love without a war. We're a disease without a cure. You wanna hurt just a little more. We are casually cruel. You were my training wheels in April Fool, but our tolerance is full. Don't wanna hurt anybody, hurt anyone no more. Ain't this a pity watching your pretty smile so warm? And I am already halfway out the door. You go and kiss me, say you were tipsy, baby, I lose my cool. When I get emotional, I get emotional. You get emotional too. I get emotional. We're comfortably dysfunctional. I get emotional.
That was Algorythm. Animated J.
I definitely felt the emotion in that video. I love how he was using the lyrics as a way to, visually show you what he can do by using the lyrics. And that's like one of the. I know we talked about choreography versus freestyle, so that's like an example of what you can do if you have things set up. It comes out nice. I enjoyed that. So
Exactly. The story is just, it's self-explanatory when you take the lyrics and tell the story that the lyrics are telling you. It becomes so satisfying on a rational level because of how connected the storytelling of narrative structure, music, and gloving all just trifecta together. I don't really have much to say except good things about this one. So, Trump, what do you got?
So yeah, I thought it was a really good show, probably my favorite so far of the day. I can't really go too deep into it. There wasn't too much of a technical aspect as far as complexity goes, till the end there, and then at that point it kind of lost its magic when I don't know, it didn't really seem to flow with the rest of the show. But that's more on the opinionated side. Overall, I liked it. I like where he went with it. I don't have too much else to say on that one aside from good things.
And what are those good things?
He just had a great beginning, great ending, good storytelling, and it made the show enjoyable to watch.
Well, fantastic. Well, let's go ahead and move on to our main event for the episode, and let's take a look at Pretzl. I know my brain's a pretzel. That was Pretzl. Jay, over to you.
Like, yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. Like I want to see that more of that. That energy. That again, I think I said this before, but it reminded me of like electric slime. I don't know if that's the same person that I
It
mentioned.
is.
There it is. So he's got this feel of like this electricity where it's like, but it's controlled. Like he's like traveling and using his space, and it's just wild. And you could just tell, when they enjoy it, like when someone is enjoying what they're doing. There's just like this whole character. He's putting himself into the frames and everything. I enjoyed it. That was wild. He was hitting beats and sounds and all that stuff. But Jess, what do you got to say about
Wow. The pretzel brain thing. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. I really really love his energy. Just like you said. Um, his hand independence is it's just this video is a perfect example of how hand independence can be used to maximize interest and variety in your speed, because he's got one hand dead stopped, another hand doing this fast stuff, and then he's switching back and forth between which hand's leading and which hand's following, which hand's reacting, which hand's proactive. All that stuff is just so much fun to watch because there's so much interest that can be built in the difference between in the juxtaposition between what the hands are doing. Great work. I will say, I think on a term of storytelling level, this was not as strong as his last video. That's from a storytelling perspective. That being said, Trump, what do you think? I mean, sorry, Jay.
So as
Just-
like a technical, because what I saw, everything looked pretty clean, and he was just throwing bam, 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 shooting us with just like technique and difficulty. Trump, what did you see here?
I'm going to try not to go too much into Josh's territory because that's where the show really shines. But when I put my judging hat on, the transitions were not Scott's level of transitions at all. It had several times where he had some type of move and then immediately threw it into another tut, and it just loses all purpose to the amazing moves that I know he has. Not as impressed by this one as his last one. I know he's got a lot better in him. I think I'll just leave it at that. Let's see what he has next time.
There is no next time if he doesn't make the playoffs.
I'm predicting the future. Should I redo it?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm still pretty convinced he's gonna make next time. But that being said, just because this video wasn't as strong as his round one video doesn't mean this wasn't a strong show.
No, not at all. It's a strong show, but he's not going to score very high. He lost all of his technicality and technique due to showmanship and musicality. He did not blend the two. He sacrificed one for the other.
Interesting. Oh, now we're building controversy and anticipation. I like it. Well, that's going to close it out for this episode. Now, you may be wondering why I'm not going to ask Animated J about a roundtable immediately. Well, we've heard the feedback from you guys after round one, and we will be doing longer roundtable episodes. However, we cannot do much longer roundtables after every single episode, so we will do them after each group. There will be a roundtable episode after episode 3 of this round. So we'll be back in a couple days with the next episode of 4 New Glovers. We'll be taking a look at Fractalize, Kupo, Wonka, and Clarity. Thanks again for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment about who you think threw down the most, or if you think the judges are correct or out of their minds. We'll talk to you guys. We'll see you guys in a couple days.
Just